Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to Monster Hunter Stories 3. So, we're going to finally jump into Act 3, and that is in I don't know how to say it. Galliad. This section pretty quickly leads to you going through a couple cinematics and some interesting sort of stuff happening. So, at the opening part of this chapter, as always, remember you need to kind of hit up as many Monstie dens as you feel like going into to try to pick up the new Monsties. And in particular, there is one that'll be available in this next area that you really want to get a hold of if you're interested in actually doing the invasive species, and that is Almudron. Now, you could probably get away with a Barroth, but you need something that can inflict mud status to be able to successfully complete one of the invasive species. So you'll want to pocket one of them. Almudron's the one that's most consistent with it. It's the easiest one to do. Now, other than that, there is really not much tricky about this, and I'm noticing something similar with Monster Hunter Stories 3 that I did with Monster Hunter Stories 2 back in the day, and that is the first half of the game, relatively complex, decent amount of stuff going on. There's still a lot going on. It's still very enjoyable. Like, I enjoyed playing through this chapter in retrospect. I always do the voiceovers after I'm done. But it does tend to sort of zoom in and get a little bit more linear, and things get just a little bit less complicated, like almost as if they designed the latter half of the game at the end of their development cycle and they're under a little bit more crunch. But you'll see what I mean as you play through this chapter. Just remember, there's technically 3 separate areas, so 3 different areas that you'd have to go through loading screens for to encounter in this area. And one of them is the first area we're in now, so go ahead and take your time and actually go into some dens, pick up some eggs, max out the amount you can carry, and then see what you end up picking up so that you can fill out your Monsterpedia as you go along. And also, anytime you're starting a new act, you really need to be grinding some stuff out to get some experience, because you're going to jump up about 10 levels or so pretty rapidly. And little bit of a hint for the next act after this one, you're going to need those levels because the acts get a little bit shorter, but the action in between gets significantly more intense. Just as another side note, if you're paying attention to the screen, you probably notice the character's by himself right now, other than with Rudy. So this is sort of a little side adventure you're doing with Rudy that's part of the main story, so you don't have access to all the other characters at the moment.